Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we completed the Windurst mission 4-1 rank mission, where we went to the three major beastmen strongholds, Davoy, Badeau, and Castle Ostraja, and acquired the Magicite. And when we did, we got visions of a bunch of different stuff, the events surrounding the Northlands expedition, which I think in the game's history occurred 30 years ago, if I'm recalling correctly. Also some events around the Beastman War, which was 20 years ago, and information that it looks like that the Beastmen are trying to resurrect the Shadow Lord, and probably start another war. So we also found out right at the end there that the leaders of the three nations have been attacked by the Beastmen trying to acquire the items needed to break the seal that currently seals the Shadow Lord. So we will eventually need to look into that. But for now, we have a couple other things that we need to do, because I am level 60 Dragoon now. So there are two things that I need to do. One is get the Dragoon artifact, and two is do the next Limit Break quest. And I think that the first thing we're going to do is the Limit Break quest. Because I want to keep the levels rolling. And I need to do that. So, we're going to go grab that. Now, I know I mentioned before that I probably wasn't going to show all of these, but this one I think I am going to show. Because it's a fairly involved quest line. There's a lot of stuff to do in here. So, we're going to do it. Probably past this one, though, I won't be showing them anymore. Limit Break 4 is not that interesting. And Limit Break 5 is just a fight with Matt here. Which, for Dragoon, is not that difficult. I probably will beat him in less than a couple minutes, so. Nothing really important there. And then, of course, you gotta do more stuff all the way up to level 99, and I don't remember any of those being all that complicated, so. But we'll do this one, so let's talk to Matt. So you think you're ready for the next challenge? Of course I am. That's the spirit. You'll never get anything in this world unless you really want it. An Orcish crest, a Kadav crest, and a Yagudo crest. Bring these three items here to me. I know you can do it. There is something different about you. I can feel it in my bones. See, the start of these quests are very quick. It's just basically go get me these things, and then you have to figure out how to get them. And these require basically delving into some of the deepest, most dangerous parts of the three Beastmen strongholds. So we're going to be heading back out to Davoy, Badeau, and Castle Ostraja again. And you can only really do this until after you've at least started and done some work on the 4-1 mission. Because you need the key items that you get in that mission to get into the various areas that you need to be. So, that's why we do it now. Alright, so the first place that we're going to go is Davoy. And this is probably going to also need to involve a lot of sneaking around. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to fight my way through a lot of this. So, now that we actually have the survival guides, Davoy is Norvalen. Davoy. All right. So, to start with, as usual, we're going to get the entourage out. Oh, did I just step outside? I did. Oh, crud. Because the zone line is literally right there. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so first order of business is we need to head into Monastic Cavern at H11. H11, which is way down south. Now I won't need be sneaky, at least to start here. But I'll need to keep an eye on enemy levels as I go. I know they can tend to spike in certain areas. These are level 30s. If I start getting the stuff that starts getting into the 50s, that's where they might get aggressive on me. No, we're not going down into the water. Turn here. War Lizard. Still 30. Impaler. Still 30s. Alright, we'll have to keep an eye. On enemies as we come across this bridge. Foot soldier. What are you? Level 43, too weak. Alright. It was still okay. Gladiator. Level 44, easy prey. Those might decide to take exception with my being here. But they will be easy enough to dispatch. And I'm in the wrong spot. Like, I can probably fight anything up to like a level 65 mob. Maybe even as high as 70 if I had to. Alright, we're now in Monastic Cavern, and because we crossed a zone line... Alright, what are the levels in here? 44 easy prey. 45 easy prey. Are they gonna mess with me? Are you gonna mess with me, Orcus Trooper? Nope. Alright. Oh, I could probably take like 3 or 4 of these on at once if I had to. 49 easy prey. That one probably will mess with me. Alright, where am I exactly going? Southwest corner I-8. Okay, that's exit number 4. Okay. I'm going to risk... you're level 53. Okay. Alright, now I'm level 60, I can meditate from my... samurai sub-job. Gives me a bunch of free TP. Okay. If we're going to avoid line of sight, then I could probably sneak past most of these guys. That guy's a decent challenge. Level 56. Predator here is level 56. I'm just trying to avoid using my prism powders for as long as possible. There's a war chief up there that's level 59. All right. Kindred seal. Alright, I think at this point I'm gonna have to use one. Because while I can fight my way through here, it's just gonna be a waste of time, I think. Traitors, Zealots, Zerker. Yeah, we're all mid-50s. Mid-upper 50s. And you can just ignore the entourage of people following me and the Wyvern. Nothing to see here, folks. Okay, now in order to proceed any further than this, we have to do another mini quest. Oh, crap. I got aggroed straight out of the gate there. He hit me for 73. Orcish Dreadnought. All right. Before we do anything else, all right. Prism powder. All right, so we are heading towards the Wall of Banishing, J9 South. Yep. I'm going to be burning a lot of prism powders here. I have a bunch, so it should be okay. Far Killers, Champions, Dreadnought. Alright, we have a Dreadnought, level 63. A War Chief, level 59. And another War Chief, level 55. And we need to touch the Wall of Banishing. Okay. Alright. The cave has been sealed off by some sort of barrier. Then we need to head north. Yeah, you can drop invisible and touch that wall when everyone else is looking away, and I got lucky there. Okay, we come into here. And we're going to have to drop invisible again and talk to Sedal Godjal. Huh? You really went into that cave? Ha! Not after I went through all that trouble sealing off the Orc Lord. Especially not now, with reinforcements on the way. Best to stay out of that cave, I say. But you made it this far, I guess I'll give you a chance. Yes. Alrighty then. Pass my test, and I'll let you into that mean old cave. I'm going to give you a white orb, which you are to dip in the 4 red pools of Devoy. You'll know the orb is absorbing magic when its color changes. Once you're done, bring it back here, and I'll grade you. Hey, don't worry, as long as nothing unexpected happens, you'll do just fine. I guarantee it. Upon a chance. Alright, I got the white orb. Okay, so. We need to go these 4 pools. I don't think I can drop off of here. No. So I'd have to go back through that whole process again. I'm gonna burn a lot of prism powders through this whole process. Okay. So, we need to go to the 4 ponds. The Howling Pond, the Screaming Pond, the Groaning Pond, and the Wailing Pond. And so, yeah, we need to head back through here. We're just going to invisible the whole way. It'd be really nice if I had like a high-level mage class, which I thought about doing, but we decided against. Then I could just invis myself without having to burn powders. Alright. Well, I'm gonna get sort of where I need to be. And I think I'll cut out most of the walking. So, I'll be back. Alright. So we are now at the Howling Pond. We just need to touch that. Just carefully dip the orb into the pool. White orb absorbs the magic of the red pool and becomes a pink orb. Alright. Now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go... The Groaning Pond is one of the hardest to get to. And one of the more dangerous. So... Actually, we want to go to the Screaming Pond first, then we'll go to the Groaning Pond, and then we'll go to the Wailing Pond. Now, one of the issues that occurs is that when you dip the orb into the 4th pool, it curses you. Alright. We're gonna have to go invisible again. And so I need a way to remove the curse. Which, fortunately, Kupipi, as a White Mage Trust, should be able to remove my curse. But I think she'll only do it when we're in combat, so I'll have to attack something once I'm cursed, and hopefully get her to cast Curse Not on me. Otherwise, I'm screwed. I think those curses last a stupid amount of time. Now, what might be the easiest thing to do here is to just kill everything here. Well, that's too weak. Never mind. Okay. Second pool. Alright, we now have a red orb. I think this area is largely safe. So I think that area down there in, FG10 is where the highest level enemies are in the exterior areas of Devoy. Other than through the monastic cavern and up at the top of the hill. Alright, so we want to go this way. Hold on. Alright, jumping forward to where we are about to enter the water. Dreadnoughts and far killers. Here, we are going to need both sneak and invisible. Because these bugles aggro sound, but they're not that high a level. Alright. Good enough. Groaning Pond. Dip the orb here. And now we have a blood orb. Now, actually, I'm not going to sneak and invis here. Anything aggroes me, as long as it's only one, I should be able to fight it. And here's the only place where I think I might get aggroed, and I was. Oh, crap. That's bad. That's a bad sound. Oh, hell no. I'm dead. Not gonna get that warp ring off. Well, because it linked everything that was up there. Okay then. It happens. It happens. I took a risk, and I got burned. So be it. Alright. Not a problem, not a problem. Actually, this makes things a little bit quicker. Current region, Port Winders, Tome Point 2. Alright, alright. Teleportation assistance. We want to go to Norvalin. Davoy. All right. Let's get the trusts back out again. And there's somebody running by with an entourage. Alright, we're gonna head over to the whaling pond, which should be a relatively short walk. And get cursed and try and hopefully remove it. Alright, here we are. And we're cursed. And we now have the cursed orb. And that curse is going to last for, looks like 10 minutes. Maximum HP and MP reduced. And we move really, really, really slow. Alright. Let's attack the wood bats. Let's hope the Kupipi will heal me. Yeah, she'll only cast it when I'm in combat, and these things die in one hit. Lovely. Alright. Let's release you guys, because this is... Oh yeah, I also need to get out my Wyvern, but that's... fine. There we go. That's all I needed. Call Wyvern. And I need to heal up. Because look at how much it reduced my HP. It was like down to a quarter. Alright, well, I'll get rested up here and get my trusts back out, and then we'll continue on. Okay, I got myself rested up and went ahead and just got myself back over here to Sedal. And let's talk with him and give him the orb. Hey, so you made it back in one piece. Good, good. Oh, I forgot to tell you one thing. If an orb turns totally red, it gets cursed. Wait a second. Isn't that a cursed orb you have there? Well, I guess all is well that ends well. This is about all the power you'll need, methinks. And we just give it the barrier disruption spells it so very much deserves. The mage's magic transforms the cursed orb into a crimson orb. And there you go. Take the crimson orb and stick it into the barrier. That should disrupt the thing long enough for you to go in. Take care and don't let the orcs get it. There now. Off you go. Good luck. All right. Let's head back in. Now, do I want to fight my way there? Because it's just that entrance to the south. instead of wasting another prism powder. So I'm gonna have to drop the prism powder, the invisible, to be able to interact with the barrier. So I will go ahead and try fighting my way there. The level 65 VT, level 67 VT. Oh, lovely. Just lovely. And a 66 VT. Alright, well, maybe I will go ahead and burn the prism powder. That's just Gil, right? Get out of my way. Jeez. Well, here's the thing. I just have to get that wall down, get through it, and cross that zone line. I have to live long enough to do that. So, we just wait for everybody to hopefully be looking away. Drop my invisible, pop the wall. Come on, where's the wall? Alright, I'm through. Close. Alright. Through that. Now. The location that we need to get to is J6. Other side of this space. Now. Here is... That's level 70 IT. Yeah. Here is the rub, though. There are enemies in here that are true sight, which means that invisible won't work on them. So I have to be very, very, very careful. I don't remember which ones are the ones that are true sight or not. I don't think the champions are. I know the far killers aren't. We basically want to hug. There's a dragoon. Level 72. We're going to want to hug this left wall. Stay as far away from the center as we conceivably can. And get through here. And be careful not to fall down. There's our point. And there's our Orcish Crest. Stage 1, complete. And let's get out of this nightmare. All right, let me go see if I can replenish my prism powders. All right, I replenished my stock and sold off some loot. And now we are heading to Bedeau. That's in Durfland, Bedeau. All right. Let's get everybody out. Okay, so we need to head in a similar direction to where we went when we came here to get the notorious enemies. So we need to get ourselves silenced, go past afflictors, all that kind of stuff here. Now, for here, we aren't going to want prism powders. We're going to want silent oils. Which is actually easier to deal with than prism powders, because like with prism powders, you need to drop the invisible every time you want to interact with something, but sneak is not necessary to do that, so. Alright, got ourselves silenced. Then we go past the afflictor and head back to the top. Then I gotta remind myself where I need to go from there. We won't need sneak. For a bit yet. Okay, so once back on the surface, where do we need to go? Alright, so we need to go up the ramp. Alright. Same as before. Nothing here is gonna mess with us. Alright, so once up here, we need to get to... where? Underground entrance at K6. Okay, so that is entrance C. Alright, that's going to be a walk. Once we get past that kind of bottleneck where Divyu Headhunter, I think, is, that's where we're probably going to need to sneak. Alright, well, let me get myself over there. Okay, so now we're in the eastern section of the map. Yep, these are where stuff could potentially start attacking me. So I have sneak up. Now, we want to head all the way up there to K6. And then we want to drop down and quickly jump across the zone line. Or go underground. I don't know if there's a zone line there or not. I think there is. Yep. Ancient and Topaz Cadavs. Okay, and then we need to head afflictor. End zone into K'un Dome. Okay. There's 3 afflictors in a row here. We have like 4 minutes. I think. So let's haul. We have 7 minutes on sneak, so we're good there. And we shouldn't run into anything that has true hearing until we're in K'un Dome. Alright, 1 afflictor. Two afflictors. Through here. Past this afflictor. And then into K'un Dome. And as usual, oh right, I can't call trusts because I can't cast spells because I'm silenced. That's a mute, not an afflictor, even though it has an afflictor icon on this map. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to wait for the silence to pass. So I can get my... Well, I mean, theoretically, I could do this without the trusts. And, you know what? Let's try it. Because if I get aggroed in here, fighting is not going to help. Now, that ruby Kadav right there is true hearing. You, right there, are true hearing. So, I have to be very careful. I can zone. Alright, that is the one you need the key items for. Alright, now, in here... Which ones? The Adamant Kadav and the Ruby Kadav. Or they are way over there. Okay. That's good, that's good. There's our question mark point. We got it, we have the Kadav quest. A crest. Let's get out of here. All right. 2 down. 1 to go. I think this is going to be a long episode because I want to get all of this done. So, next order of business is Castle Ostraja. This one is a doozy. Alright, this one's gonna be Ol Shushu. No, it's not. It's gonna be there. Oregano. Alright, what time is it? It is 1500. There is a password you need to figure out that it changes every Vana'diel day. So, what I might actually want to do is wait. Well, let's actually get to where we can start getting the password clues, and then we'll probably wait until the day changes over and then start getting them. Okay. As always. Alright, so alright, password number 1. That's on the map. I'm just trying to read what our process is. thing is, like, we've got, what, 8 game hours, which is like, I don't know, 15 minutes. I'd prefer to have more time. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause. I'm gonna wait for the game day to switch. Yes, and then I'll be back and we'll do this. All right, so the day is about to change over. There we are. All right. So the first word is Uzi. Easy enough to remember. All right. Now, second one. We head through the J8 exit, which is the trapdoor door. All right. Cannot reach target. Be like right. Ah, dropped me. Alright, well, we know which one's the wrong one now. So I'll have to see what map this puts me on. Alright, well, it just leads us right back to the first map. So I'll go back to the door and we'll try the other lever. Alright, we're back at the door. So we'll hit the other one. This is another thing that changes every day. Alright. Alright, so we're looking for password 2. Password 3 is on this floor, but password 2... We need to head to the door. I8. I8. Okay. And then go up the stairs. I guess there's a door there. I don't think there's anything we need to worry about until we get a little bit further in. Follow directions for the third password. Northwest corner of I8. I think... Oh, no, no, no. Well, that's a one-way door. Okay, hold on. Let me head south. Maybe it is E there. No, this definitely isn't the right spot. No, it's not here. Just give me a second. Oh, I was misreading something in the directions. The door they're talking about was the door I've already been through, the one with the levers. This is the direction we need to be going, toward the exit at G7. And then we had I7. Southeast corner of H9. It's not marked on this map, but that's where it should be. Because usually what people do is they skip the second password and just grab the third. And then they try to guess the second password. Because it's from a limited list. So if you have 2 of the 3 passwords you need, you can easily go through the list of the second. But I'm going to grab all 3. Alright, well, it's going to be a bit of a walk. I'll be back. Alright, here's where our second password is. It's Mong. So it's Uzi Mong. Right, Uzi Mong. And now we got to get all the way back to the other map. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this easy on myself. I'm going to warp and then port back. This is going to be a shorter walk. Alright, let me get back to the map where we need to be, and then I'll be back. Alright, so we're back where we need to be. And now we need to get that third password, which of course we're going to have to take the long way around. That's okay. So, this is just going to be more Strategic corridors and a bunch of Yugudo that aren't going to bother me, so I will be back when I'm there. Alright, we're just about there. Here's the door. We gotta light the torch. A prior and a lutenist. Nothing I can't deal with. Alright, it's Buksu. Okay. Uzi Mong Buksu. Now, we just gotta get there before the day transitions over and all those passwords will count. Alright, so now we need to head towards that G exit, and we're going to come to an interesting door that has 4 levers. And you have to find a proper combination of lever positions to get the door to open. And there's no other real way that I know of how to do it other than guessing. So the way I like to do it is by doing binary counting, by counting downs as 0s and ups as 1s. So, that's 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0, 1. No. 0, 0, 1, 1. No. 0, 0, 1, 0. No. 0, 1, 1. No. 0, 1, 0, 0. No. 0, 1, 0, 1. No. 0, 1, 1, 1. Nope. 1, 1, 1, 1. No. 1, 1, 1, 0. No. 1, 1, 0, 0. No. 1, 1, 0, 1. No. 1, 0, 0, 1. Nope. 1, 0, 0, 0. Nope. 1, 0, 1, 0, no. There we go. Got all the way to the last one. Oh, the abbot decided to aggro me. Oh, and all 3 of them decided to aggro me. Oh, lovely. Well, we got a fight on our hands, because I am not dying here. Nanako, get in here. Oh, of course you stunned me. Alright, unload. Gotta love Dancing Edge. Alright, get the Zealot. Might as well take out that Sentinel while I'm here, too. Because it's probably going to aggro right now. Oh, nope, not quite. Lutenists. And just because I can... Alright, so from this point on, we are going to need invisible. Alright, let's just check. No, the battle log is going to be in the way. Uzi, Mong, and Buksu. Just trying to remember passwords because we need them coming up here. Plenty of time on the clock. That's good. Alright. Now this room. Brass statue passwords. What's the notes here? Case sensitive, apparently. Changes every day. Watch out for the drop. Alright. Now, there are these 4 little rooms around the outside, and we need to activate, I think it's a torch in one of them to open that door there. So basically what we need to do is drop invisible, hit the torch, reapply invis, and run. Alright. So, we're looking for... is one of the ones that's relatively unoccupied, like this one. And then we want to kill them. And one of the other things we're going to want to do is I'm going to want to make a macro here. And I will make that macro while we are fighting. so the macro we're going to want to make, I'll use here. It's going to be... hold on. Actually, this is going to be too awkward. Let's just finish this fight first. Should have probably already had a macro like this made, but... there we go. Alright, so the item I need to use is prism powder. Right. Okay, so macros item or okay, so this is going to be slash slash item prism powder me. There we go. Let's get ready to go. Light the torch. Yes. That door only stays open for a limited amount of time. Okay, we are through the door. Now, I need everybody to stand on this plank. Drop my invisible. Say the vow. All right. Say the first word. The first word is... Uzi, right? O-U-Z-I. Hey, sensitive. Speak the second word. Mong. Mong. Utter the third word. Buxu. X-U. And there we are. Okay, so now the item or the question mark point we need to get to is right in the middle, and as the same. There are true sight mobs in here. I believe it's the priest? You go to Avatar. You go to High Priest. And the High Priest is what is true sight. Alright, I need the High Priest to be in a position where it's not looking at the center of the platform. See, there is our question mark. Ooh. Alright, go, 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 go. Got the Yagudo crest. Let's get out of here. All right, there we go. All 3 crests. Okay. So, now I can just use my warp ring and get out of town. And then we just go back to Matt. Juno, Relude Gardens, Home Point 1. And Matt. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along. That's all he has to say. My level limit is now 65. Excellent. And once I hit 61, then I can do the next one. The next one is relatively simple. If I remember correctly. I basically just need to get some kindred seals, which I have. You guys. And I need to hand them out to people. That's it. It's like 4 random NPCs all around the world. You just give them the kindred crests and move on. And then for 5 to get you to 75 is you fight Matt. And those are really the only ones I can actually remember. Those are up to 75. The ones past that, I can't recall. They weren't notable enough to make a mark on my memory. So when I did this back in... what, 2010 was the last time I played? Which was in the 99 era? I think. Yeah, it's been, what, 13 years? So I'll work on those off screen probably. Alright, but we'll stop here for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.